prisons are often thought of as grim places, but some have been far more horrifying than others throughout history. Welcome back, most amazing crew. And today we are diving into the darkest, most terrifying prison stories ever recorded. From unspeakable tortures to spine-chilling mysteries, buckle up as we count down the top 10 dark prison stories from history that will terrify you. Number 10. Cell Block D, Alcatraz. One of the most infamous prisons in history, Alcatraz housed countless horrors. But its Cell Block D, also known as the Hole, was reserved for the worst of the worst. These solitary confinement cells were cold, cramped, and cruel, with prisoners stripped naked and forced to endure frigid temperatures with only a mattress at night. One cell in particular was feared above all others, a pitch-black room with only a hole in the floor for a toilet. In the 1940s, an inmate confined there began screaming as soon as he was locked inside. The guards, used to such cries, ignored him. The next morning, however, they found him dead, his face frozen in terror. Strangely, his autopsy revealed he had been strangled, though it was impossible for him to have done it himself. What, or who, took his life remains a mystery to this day. Number 9. The Nurse's Nightmare. A Reddit user known as KLC223, who worked as a prison nurse, shared a chilling experience involving an aggressive inmate. The prison had a restraining device known as the chair, used for violent prisoners. One inmate, particularly combative, was placed in the chair, only to attack officers as soon as he was released. He bit and headbutted several officers, sending 5 of them to the hospital with broken bones and deep wounds. The brutal encounter left the nurse shaken, and it's a grim reminder of how quickly things can escalate behind bars. Number 8. Rikers Island Fight Club. In 2008, a deadly fight broke out at Rikers Island, one of America's most notorious prisons. 3 inmates were charged with the murder of 18-year-old Christopher Robinson, who refused to join a prison fight club. The most disturbing part? The fight club was reportedly run by the guards themselves. The guards allegedly orchestrated the fights, using select inmates as enforcers. Robinson's tragic death exposed a dark, twisted underworld of brutality and corruption inside one of the largest jails in the country. Number 7. The Horrors of Chow Room. One Reddit user, @AFakeFox, shared a disturbing story of a fellow inmate at their prison, a woman who had tried to kill her own mother. One day, while eating in the chow room, something horrifying happened. The woman, who always kept her arms tucked inside her shirt, suddenly dropped something on the floor. At first, it looked like meat, but it turned out to be her own intestines. Somehow she had been walking around with her guts spilling out and was attempting to gather them up in the middle of the dining hall. The shocking incident left everyone speechless, and it's unclear how she had even survived that long. Number 6. The Mamertine Prison, Ancient Rome. The ancient Mamertine prison, built around 640 BC, was one of Rome's most brutal facilities. The lower level, called the Tullianum, was a sewage-filled pit where prisoners were left to starve to death, surrounded by human waste and decaying bodies. The conditions were nightmarish, and prisoners destined for execution would sometimes die from starvation or disease before they could even meet their official fate. The Tullianum remains a chilling reminder of how cruelly ancient civilizations could treat their enemies. Number 5. The Taser Incident. Another Reddit user, NDRDog, recalled a horrifying event from their time in prison. An inmate, still under the influence, was causing a scene, yelling threats and cursing at the guards. Eventually, the officers decided to intervene, but instead of simply restraining him, they used a taser multiple times while the inmate's head was submerged in a metal toilet full of water. After the incident, the inmate sat silently for days, only to disappear under mysterious circumstances. It's a shocking example of the kind of unchecked brutality that sometimes occurs behind prison walls. Number 4. ADX Florence, the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Located in Colorado, ADX Florence is a supermax prison where the country's most dangerous criminals are held. One inmate, Harold Cunningham, sued the facility for the inhumane conditions he experienced there. Diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, Cunningham was denied his medication and subjected to cruel treatment, including being stripped naked, chained to his bed, and denied food and water for extended periods. The years of abuse left him with severe PTSD, and his story is a haunting example of the dark side of solitary confinement in America's most secure prison. Number 3. Pitești Prison, Romania. Built in the late 1930s, Pitești Prison was notorious for its brutal re-education experiments during Romania's communist regime. Political prisoners were subjected to unspeakable torture, designed to break them mentally and physically. Prisoners were forced to renounce their beliefs, often through staged humiliations like being dressed as religious figures and forced to desecrate sacred texts. The psychological and physical abuse endured by the prisoners at Pitești remains one of the darkest chapters in Romanian history. Number 2. The CIA's secret program. In 2014, a report revealed the shocking truth about a secret CIA program that involved torturing detainees in black sites around the world. Many of the detainees were held under false pretenses, and some were subjected to horrific methods like waterboarding, forced sleep deprivation, and being hung from the ceiling for hours at a time. One detainee, Mohammed Ahmed al-Shariah, shared his story of being tortured in a Libyan prison after being captured by the CIA. The cruel methods used in these black sites shocked the world when the full extent of the program was finally revealed. Number 1. Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum, Cambodia. Between 1975 and 1979, the Khmer Rouge converted a high school in Phnom Penh into Security Prison 21, S21, where over 20,000 people were tortured and killed. Prisoners endured unimaginable suffering, including electric shocks, beatings, and being suffocated with plastic bags. Women were often subjected to sexual violence, and some prisoners had their fingernails pulled out while alcohol was poured into the wounds. Today, S21 serves as the Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum, a chilling reminder of the horrors inflicted during the Cambodian genocide. If you enjoyed this countdown of terrifying prison stories, don't forget to like and subscribe for more spine-chilling content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.